All right. Welcome to this episode of Angel in the Afternoon. I'm Angel Rivera alongside Alex Knight, and we got a lot to talk about this week, as everybody. So we got, we got Donald Trump intending or ordering the Department of Homeland Security and the Pentagon to build or to use the 30,000 beds in Guantanamo Bay in order to house illegal aliens. So there we go. What a great start, huh?
Yeah.
And we also have we also will get to liberals, progressives, we're gonna call these people, blatantly lying about Donald Trump's federal freeze. So we got blatant lies, coming from the left. I mean, come on, people. I mean, come on. I mean, they're scaring people into thinking they lost their Medicaid and SNAP benefits and Social Security and the Section 8 rental assistance, all of those. At this point, I don't call them benefits. I call them necessities because most Americans need something in order to survive, whether it be a medical assistance with Medicaid or food stamps or whatever, whatever benefits. WIC, if you have a kid, if you have a baby, the WIC benefits are there for. Those are necessities at this point because baby formula and milk is so goddamn expensive that I can't even believe how expensive they are.
We should also talk about the hearings from RFK Jr., Tulsi, and who was that other guy? Um,
Yeah, that other dude, but yeah, I'll bring that up briefly. Man, those hearings are a joke. I mean, from Bernie Sanders melting down over a onesie to Elizabeth Warren for trying to protect the vaccine industry from going bankrupt.
also,
There's
RFK Jr. exposing Bernie for being part of Big Pharma.
Yeah, it turns out Bernie Sanders takes more money from big pharma executives than anybody else. And the
He's like,
excuses,
oh, no, 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 no.
eh, technically, he took over nearly $2 million from. So they call it big pharma employees, but it's not. It really, it's like the executives. I mean, come on. I mean, or at least middle management. Let's say it's from big pharma employees in general. And and what else? The plane crash in Washington at Reagan International. That happened the other day, and you know, of course, we got both sides blaming each other for it. Donald Trump is blaming DEI.
Yeah.
DEI. Democrats are blaming Donald Trump, even though he just got elected, and there was an excuse like, well, Trump instituted a hiring freeze. But then it turns out, if you read it, you read articles and memos like, oh no, but it turns out that air traffic controllers were exempt from that. They were still hiring air traffic controllers. So again, blatant lie. But right now, liberals or progressives or whatever are so scared, or they're so desperate to attack Trump that they'll do anything. They'll even do blatant lies and scare people into thinking they lost all their benefits or necessities at this point. And looks like we have another plane crash in Philadelphia. Literally just happened now.
Really?
Yeah, it's all over X. A small plane crashes outside the Roosevelt Mall in Philadelphia. Multiple casualties reported. It just happened like 10 minutes ago.
Wow.
hmm So another plane crash. We'll get to that as well because it literally just happened.
Man.
Uh, hmm. so, oh, Steph, I sent you a link if you want to come on, but unless you're too sick, I mean, it's up to you. But I did send you a link. You wanted to come on, but if you're too sick, that's fine. I'll just see you on Sunday, I guess. But yeah. And let's see. We also have in Puerto Rico, we have ICE doing raids in Puerto Rico. Very fun to see. We even in Puerto Rico, it's like, yeah, let's just get rid of the Dominicans. They're deporting Dominicans that got to Puerto Rico illegally. So they got on their boat and they crossed into Puerto Rico. So now they've been getting deported back to their home country.
I'm awake, Steph. I'm just listening to Angel.
So that and so much more. But So plane crash time. This literally just happened. Let's see.
Man.
Plane crash near Roosevelt Mall in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania prompts a massive emergency response. So I'm not sure this is the actual crash or this is the aftermath, but this is definitely the aftermath. But
What exploded? What exploded?
I don't know what the fuck happened.
I don't know what the fuck happened.
yeah, so it's literally just a plane crash, and it just broke
How
over.
many died?
That doesn't say. It says some
Oh.
casualties. It's far too soon to know how many people died, but let's see. So we got we got a lot of crashes. The one in Washington. Now this one literally just happened. Ring camera catches the moment of plane crash. Video gives good angle of the entire crash. Plane appears to have been headed directly into the ground at high speed, causing a massive fireball in residential neighborhood. Wow.
I think Steph's asking you if you went offline.
Huh?
If you go to the chat.
No, I'm still here. We're still here, right? Are we
Yeah.
still live?
Yeah, we're still live.
Apparently I'm spinning. I don't. Hopefully we're fine, but it
Yeah.
says we're still live here.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we'll see. So apparently the crash takes place like right there. I'm not sure you see it, but it's right here in this area here.
Yeah.
It looks like the plane
It looks
literally
like a
just.
nuclear bomb, not a plane.
It looks like whatever it. Yeah, it doesn't look. It's supposed to be a small plane allegedly, but right there, that's the plane right there, and it just crashes here. But boom. It does look like a nuke. I mean, there's the mushroom cloud going up and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So that's
Man.
okay. No, it was me. I'm having issues. All right. Yeah, because everything here says that I'm online still. So that's why I was like, wait, the stream went down. That's great. But yeah, I mean, that's. Oh, let me see.
Also, Steph, like Angel said, if you're, even though you're sick, if you're still able to come on, you can if you want to.
Yeah, I did send her the link. It's up to her, I mean, she can't do it, it's fine. But yeah, you could see it. It looks like the plane, like literally, the pilot did this, and it's going straight down.
Yeah.
And it could be a mechanical issue. I'm speculating. It could be a mechanical issue, or it could be an inexperienced pilot didn't know how to get out of a downward spiral like that. Because once a plane goes down like that, it's hard to pull up unless you're an experienced pilot. Or it could be a self deletion, which I've seen happen with planes before. People just do that and kill themselves and everybody in the plane, or delete themselves. So yeah, that's that. Brutal. So yeah, I mean this broke now. I can't tell how many people died or anything because but it does look like a nuclear bomb, just like
Yeah.
So yeah, that just broke now. So I don't know the details of how many people died or anything, but another plane crash, just like the one in Washington, on it was earlier in the week. I forget what day it's on. All right, this is the crash that took place in Washington. Newly surfaced footage captured the moment of Washington collision that claims the lives of 67 people. 67 people died. So let's see. So I'm guessing this is the helicopter here, and the plane is coming in here. It looks like the helicopter goes right towards the plane. Well, let me see. Yeah, it looks like the helicopter is just blatantly going towards the plane, like. And they both land in the Potomac in the winter, which is freezing, by the way. So, surprised anybody survived this. Let's see. It looks like the helicopter goes right towards that plane. Like, it's like the weirdest thing. Well, by the way, where are the air traffic controllers? Making sure that doesn't happen. Unless the military operates on a different frequency, because it's like that's definitely a military helicopter that was there.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I don't know enough about the military. What the hell is a military helicopter doing there?
Yeah.
Apparently, what I've read, they've had multiple problems with military helicopters hanging around Reagan International in Washington. It's like these Black Hawk planes or helicopters are just hanging around there at the airport for no reason. Unless it's like a military order or something, but there's really no reason for these military Black Hawk helicopters to be hanging around the airport, especially where civilian aircraft land, like right there. Look at that. It's going right towards it, like, do, 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 do. Oh, shit. That's what it looks like. And I hate to make fun of it, but that's how it comes across. It's like they didn't see each other or the plane didn't see the helicopter. We don't know, but
Yeah.
right now, of course, Donald Trump's blaming DEI. There's also some right wingers blaming the pilot of this. The military copter apparently was a transgender woman, and they're claiming it's a terror attack, which is pure speculation, and they have no evidence for it. But
I mean, a terror attack could be possible, but I mean, again, if it was a trans person, like, so what? Like I don't know why people make such a big deal,
Yep, I don't know either, but that's what the right is going to do here. They're making a big deal. They're claiming this is like a terror attack, like a trans terror attack. The trans people are coming for us. So we have Jasmine Crockett here. She's gonna blatantly lie about the hiring freeze here.
Man.
Nobody knows what caused last night's. I can't do her ghetto hood rat.
You don't need to do that.
So yeah, I can't. Even though I grew up with these type of women, but I can't do it. Nobody needs to know. Nobody knows what caused last night's tragic crash outside of DCA. Investigations are ongoing, and no one, not Donald Trump or anybody else, should be drawing conclusions until all the facts have been released. But here's what we do know. On this first day of office, Donald Trump froze the hiring of federal employees, including air traffic controllers. Now, there's a community note here. It says federal air traffic controllers are exempted from the hiring freeze, which is the website here,
Oh, boy. But Trump. It's always Trump.
Here's the memo. That basically says that air traffic controllers are not part of this hiring freeze. So, oops. Just blatant lies, Federal air traffic controllers are exempted from the hiring freeze. And there's the memo there. Also, on January 20th, Elon Musk pushed out the chief of Federal Aviation Administration. Trump didn't appoint an acting replacement until after the crash. So even if Trump would have appointed a replacement head of the FAA, it would have stopped the crash somehow. Like, the logic doesn't make any sense.
No.
On January 22nd, Aviation Secretary Advisory Committee members were told that Trump were cutting members of the Advisory Committee in a commitment to eliminate the misuse of resources and ensuring that DHS activities prioritize their national security. Also, January 22nd, Trump fires the head of the Transportation Secretary Administration and the Coast Guard. What does that
And
do?
what
Anything?
does that
I
have
don't
to do
know.
with the plane crash?
I'm guessing that somehow, if the Coast Guard had a director, more people would have survived. But that's the logic there, I guess. Let's see. June 2023, the United States Department of Transportation Inspector General found that 77% of air traffic control facilities critical to the industry daily operations were short-staffed. Okay, but who was president June 2023?
Exactly.
Oh, it turns out it's Joe Biden. You're the president you supported. So why didn't Joe Biden hire more ground control air traffic controllers? Sorry. Why didn't he hire more then? If there was a shortage and they were overworked, Joe Biden was president. He could have hired more.
He's not running the country. That's why.
FAA staffing shortages has been exacerbated by House GOP's repeated near shutdowns of the government and their refusal to fully fund critical government functions. Let's blame Republicans again. These programs were only funded because more Democrats and Republicans voted to prevent these shutdowns. So, of course, AMU says air traffic controllers are exempt from the hiring freeze, and had Trump hired new controllers on day one, they wouldn't have been trained in time to help the poor souls on that flight. So, yeah, even if Trump would have hired a bunch more air traffic controllers, they wouldn't be on the job anyways because it takes a while to train them. But Representative Jasmine seems to be admitting Biden's lack of hiring is actually to blame. She just accidentally blamed Joe Biden for this. So, it's like, even that was not her intention. Her intention was to blame Donald Trump. So, yeah, blatant lies from Democrats. Let's see. So we also have the 30,000. So we don't know. I don't have enough information about either plane crash to tell you exactly what happened or why. In fact, we probably won't know for a couple of years because the National Transportation Safety Board's investigations take about 2 years usually before they release a report. So, and yeah, I know that's convenient for them to turn around and blame the pilot who flew the Black Hawk helicopter. I know that they'll probably do that, but I mean, it usually takes 2 years for these investigations to complete, so and for a report to come out. So, yep. All right. So we have let's see. Ooh. So, oh yeah, Donald Trump also kind of threw Pete Buttigieg under the bus. So, over this plane crash. So, because since he was in charge, since he was transportation secretary too. The FAA, which is overseen by Secretary Pete Buttigieg, was a weird winner. He just throws him under the bus.
The FAA, which is overseen by Secretary Pete Buttigieg, a real winner. That guy's a real winner. Do you know how badly everything's run since he's run the Department of Transportation? He's a disaster. He was a disaster as a mayor. He ran his city into the ground, and he's a disaster now. He's just got a good line of bullshit.
He's
not wrong. He's not wrong. That's the thing. I mean, I know liberals melt down. Oh, he said bullshit. It's like, okay, but where was he wrong? It's like the president can't curse. Literally, I mean, I've heard.
What about when Biden said "son of a bitch"? They didn't have a problem with that.
All right, so let's see. All right, so we got more blatant lies about the air traffic controllers, and stuff like that. This time from Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. She's going to lie through her teeth here. I represent LaGuardia Airport as well as workers for JFK. Trump gutted the Aviation Safety Committee last week. Air traffic controllers already understaffed. Got Trump's buyout this week with a 1-week ultimatum to decide. It's not DEI, it's him. Oh, and Elon too, by the way. He gets thrown under the bus here for no reason. He gets blamed for this shit.
And of course, he's...
Yeah, go ahead. All right, so let's. This is Trump saying it could be diversity hiring, blaming him for that.
Mr. President, on DEI and the claims that you've made, are you saying this crash was somehow caused and the result of diversity hiring? And what evidence have you seen to support these claims?
It just could have been. We have a high standard. We've had a much higher standard than anybody else. And there are things where you have to go by brain power, you have to go by psychological quality, and psychological quality is a very important element of it. These are various very powerful tests that we put to use, and they were terminated by Biden, and Biden went by a standard that's the exact opposite. So we don't know, but we do know that you had two planes at the same level. You had a helicopter and a plane. That shouldn't have happened. And we'll see. We're going to look into that, and we're going to see. But certainly for an air traffic controller, we want the brightest, the smartest, the sharpest. We want somebody that's psychologically superior, and that's what we're going to have.
All right, and this is not, this is not something that we should be. This is a very low standard, but I will say Donald Trump's been doing a lot more press conferences than Joe Biden in his entire 4 years. It's not a high standard, but still, I mean, he's been doing more press conferences now in his first week in office than Joe Biden ever did in 4 years. So, all right, let's see. Let's see here. Can you hear me? I can't hear you. I guess you're mute. I don't know. You may have to reload back in if you are not able to, because I can't hear you. Technical difficulties, everybody. Bear with us 1 second. All right, so yeah, we got Alex be back momentarily, I guess. And so yeah, multiple plane crashes, multiple incompetence. We got politicians blaming each other. Yeah, you're good. I can't hear you still. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know why you're mute. That's strange. Maybe try turning on your mic and turning it off and turning it back on, because it's weird that you can hear me but I can't hear you. Alex is having mic difficulties here, so just bear with us 1 second. So let's see. Okay. All right, so we got. All right, where am I doing? Sorry, technical difficulties here, but we'll get it fixed and we'll be here. So yeah, let's get to Donald Trump. Let's get to Donald Trump and his intention to. Can you guys hear Alex? Because I can't hear him. I don't know what's going on here. Because I can't hear him. You guys hear me? Let me know. Because we may be having some technical difficulties here. I don't know whether it's me or. All right, let me see. Damn it. Well, because is anybody there? Let us know you can hear us, because Alex can hear me, but I can't hear him, and I don't know.
Trump's immigration crackdown. And the breaking news tonight,
I don't know whether we're gonna. You can't hear Alex? Because That's weird. Alex is mute apparently because. Huh. Do 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 do. Oh, that's strange. You should maybe try rebooting your computer, Alex, and maybe pop back in because I still can't hear you, and I don't think, and the chat can't hear you either because. All right. Hey, thank you for joining us. If you can, make sure you like the stream because we're kind of having technical difficulties here. Okay, well, Alex will be back in a moment. He's having technical difficulties with his mic. I don't know why it's hot in here. Anyways, let's get to. He'll be back in a moment, but meanwhile, let's get to. We got Donald Trump, and we got a bunch of tariffs coming in. Trump, nothing Canada, Mexico, or China can do to delay February 1st tariffs. So we got a bunch of new tariffs Donald Trump just signed. U.S. President Donald Trump said Friday he would impose heavy new tariffs on 25% on goods from Mexico and Canada and 10% on imports from China. And nothing could be done by three countries to forestall them. Trump did, however, reference a potential carve-out for oil from Canada, saying that the rate would be 10% versus 25%. Planned goods. Planned... What the hell? Doesn't matter. From the United States' northern neighbor, but he indicated wider tariffs on oil and natural gas would be coming mid-February, remarks that sent oil prices higher. So Trump runs his mouth a little bit, and all of a sudden oil prices go up. Trump has been threatening tariffs for weeks, saying that they would be imposed on February 1st and remain in place until countries did more to stem the flow of both migrants and fentanyl over the U.S. border. Speaking to reporters in the Oval Office as he was signing executive orders, Trump said he understood the duties could result in higher costs being passed on to the consumers and acknowledged that his actions may cause disruptions in the short term. Most economists estimate that such sweeping import tax and the likely retaliation would disrupt economic activities around the globe. Asked if there was any opportunity at this stage for the three top U.S. trading partners to win the delay, Trump said no, not right now. He brushed away the notion that his threats for levies would be a bargaining tool. No, it's not. We have bigger trade deficits with, as you know, all three of them. It is something we are doing and will possibly very substantially increase it. If not, we'll see how it is. Trump said, but there's a lot of money coming into the United States. With more tariffs incoming, the Republican president said import tax would be considered on European goods, as well on steel, aluminum, copper, and drugs and semiconductors. We're going to be putting in tariffs on steel and aluminum and ultimately copper. Copper would take a little longer, he said. Financial markets has been whipsawed by the rapid fire, but still not. Let's see.
Hey, can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you now.
Okay. I guess
Yeah.
what would happen is while you were switching to the next segment or whatever, I was downloading something from my computer, and I guess it made it for me to stop talking or for my connection to get muted. I guess I don't know. It's weird. It should not happen, but if that was the case, then
yeah, that probably makes the most sense because I was hearing you. You said something, and then all of a sudden, click, and it was like nothing.
Yeah.
Like, and I was like, go ahead.
What I was trying to say before was that AOC tweet. She of course she was sharing the ASIN account or whatever her name is. You know, that shit flip account. So
yeah, it's just it's blatant lies. So let's see, where was I?
Right. So what were you saying while that issue was going on?
I was just talking about the new tariffs that Trump was putting in
Yeah.
for um for the China and Canada, Mexico. So
Mhm.
that's what I'm talking about right now.
Yeah.
Financial markets have been whipsawed by the rapid fire, but still not fully clear developments on Trump tariff plans, with currency trading showing particular volatility. The
Mm.
Canadian dollar and Mexican peso both weakened while Treasury bond yields rose, and stocks ended the day lower. So, yep. But Donald Trump single in one day just ruined the Canadian dollar and Mexican peso. Like, oh yeah, I'm putting in new tariffs. Oh shit, there goes the value of their currencies.
So
Still,
apparently earlier today, the Breaking Points show, Crystal Ball was saying that she thinks RFK Jr. could be incredibly deadly for the nation. And then Saga was, or wait, just hold on a second. Yeah, that was Crystal, and then Jimmy Dore retweeted her saying, that tweet. So
yeah, it's just so even Saga is like, really? Like, what are you talking about? Are you? It's like they're like she's losing her mind. Just
yeah.
like her sweet little husband, low-cal husband. Still, he said was not concerned about a reaction of financial markets to his plans to impose tariffs. Reuters earlier quoted sources familiar with the tariff deliberations as saying Trump would announce tariffs on Canadian Mexican imports on Saturday, but delayed collections of duties until March 1st, and offer a limited process for certain imports to be exempted. But a White House spokesperson said there'd be no delay in implementation. The president will be implementing tomorrow 25% tariffs on Mexico, 25% tariffs on Canada, and 10% tariff on China for the illegal fentanyl that they have sourced and allowed to distribute in our country, which has killed tens of millions of Americans, Caroline Levitt told a White House press briefing. When Trump imposed punitive duties on Chinese goods, in
Mhm.
2018 and 2019, there was typically a lag of 2 or 3 weeks for Custom and Border Protection to begin collecting tariffs due to notices required for importers.
I will say
Uh,
that Karen Levitt, I definitely prefer her over what was her name again?
um, Karine Jean Pierre,
Yeah,
that chick.
yeah.
Um, yeah, I mean, she's a lot more with it on the ball than
Hmm.
she was.
Yeah.
So let's see. Yeah, Donald Trump is instituting more tariffs, and even he admitted, like, well, I mean, the companies can push the cost on to consumers, but it'll be worth it in the long run, you know.
Hmm.
So we can expect prices to go up by anywhere from 10 to 20%, depending on which country your goods are coming in from, because obviously they're going to pass on those prices to us, whether it be our favorite tech, because most of our tech come from China now. So expect a 10% increase, on your PS5s and on your PC chips and stuff like that. So good work, Donald Trump. Let's see. Let's see what.
Still can't believe how bad this console generation still is right now. I mean, I still don't own either a PS5 or the Xbox Series X.
Hmm. I'm glad my point was broken when I was watching Breaking Point. Yeah, I mean, this generation, it's okay, but it's
I
not
mean,
as
I'll
good
get a
as
PS5, but as soon as when GTA 6 releases.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's the best thing you can do right now.
Plus, the
Uh,
PS5 Pro is a fucking disaster. No one should be buying that.
oh no, I mean the those pros, please don't buy that shit. So yeah, let's get to Donald Trump actually deciding to use Guantanamo Bay as a holding place for illegal aliens. He's ordered the Department of Homeland Security and Pentagon to open up 30,000 beds in Guantanamo Bay to house the most violent illegal aliens. And I do this because sometimes, as we all know, just because you're violent, even if you're not violent, you'll probably be arrested.
Mhm.
It's already happened. We discussed last week. It's called collateral. The collateral damage. But it's like,
Mhm.
oh yeah, you're illegal too. You're coming with us too. It's like, so But first, before we actually get to that, I want to get. I have a couple of videos of illegal aliens being arrested.
Hmm.
I can't throughout the week. I saw two of them throughout the week, which I was like, oh my god. Where is it? Where is it? I saved so many videos throughout the week that there's times where I can't find what I'm looking for. Ah, here it is. This happened January 25th, which was a Monday, I think. No, 2 days ago. So this is one of the arrests that I came across and wanted to show you guys here. This is from Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
So let's.
Hey, have a great day.
Pussy bitches, all of you guys. Pussy motherfuckers.
Hey, have a great day.
Have a great day.
Pussy bitches, all of you guys. Pussy motherfuckers. I hope your families die. Fucking bitches.
Can we know where you guys are?
And your kids die.
Give us at least something. Where do we find him?
Fucking pussies.
All right, she said there they took him and they're going to interrogate him because they do talk in Spanish here. So at least got the license plate. Hold on.
Fucking low.
Louisiana. Why is there Louisiana plate in Chicago? I don't know, but
Fucking low life.
Where the fuck are you guys taking my dad?
that's an Illinois plate at least. But
Ay, nomás para que vean por el puto presidente por el que votaron.
this is because of the son of a bitch president they elected.
Where are you guys taking him?
Was he illegal?
Yeah. Yeah, he was in.
Pero ni siquiera nos dijeron dónde se lo iban a llevar.
They said they would interrogate him, and then the other girl was like, "Yeah, but we don't know where they're taking him," which is a problem because they're just grabbing people and not telling people where they're actually taking him.
That I agree. They need to let people know about that.
Yeah.
All those emojis.
Yeah, pissed off emojis and crying emojis mostly popping up there. This must have been live streamed on TikTok. Yeah, this girl's dad was taken away. So there's more context. Let me see, because I saw it down here. This occurred in Elgin. There's the house there where it took place. And then this says, according to the article, ICE was not present for this. They were present for the other video I posted earlier of the man with the smashed window. This was a fugitive task force in the clip. A suburban family said a man living in the U.S. without legal permission, who had not committed any crime, was taken into custody Tuesday. It happened as U.S. Marshals and local law enforcement entered the home to serve an arrest warrant, reportedly looking for a different man at the home. So again, they're looking for somebody else. They asked this other guy for papers. He doesn't have any, so he gets arrested, and now he gets to be put in the system. God knows where it's going to end up.
Mm-hmm.
So that's basically what happened here in this one. But let's see, there's another one here which I wanted to show real quick. They're not telling people where they're taking their, which is a problem. Like, look, just tell them, look, we're taking him here. But there is a website. It's this one here, and I tweeted this out earlier, like on Tuesday, or whenever this happened. So if you know somebody who's illegal alien and they get arrested, and this is the place to look for them. It says online detainee locator system. Usually you would search by biographical information because obviously first name, First name, last name, country of birth. If you have their birth date, you put it there, and you search for them. ICE claims that they have a 48-hour so they update the system every 48 hours. So if somebody just got arrested, they're not going to be in the system. So it takes 2 days to put them in their system. Allegedly, again, I don't know anybody personally that's been arrested yet, but I'm not surprised if it happens soon enough. So I may be able to test this soon enough. But for now, this is where, in fact, you know what? I'm gonna put this in the chat. So that's what I'm looking at here. It's in the chat. So this is where you look for if you know somebody who was arrested and they're not legal, then they'll end up in that system. Allegedly, or they should be, unless they end up in Guantanamo Bay, and then there's not much good luck trying to find them at that point. And I'm not making light of that, but it's really what's going on. If they end up in Guantanamo Bay, then forget about it. Gitmo, let's say. It's easier. Because you'll never see them again. Look at the 9/11 terrorists they have there. They're still there. Most of them are up to 20 plus years with no due process, no lawyers, nothing. They're just still there. So they end up in Guantanamo Bay. God save their souls because, oops. Because that's all, there's not much you're going to be able to do about that. All right, so this is another illegal alien who was arrested at a Burger King. There's ICE there somehow. I don't know why they're at Burger King, but okay. So let's watch this illegal alien get arrested by ICE, and then I'll react to it. There should be subtitles there in English. It should be there. I'm not sure you can see it or not, but get on the ground. Get on the ground now. We're gonna tase you. Why are you doing this? And he gets tased. Yeah, that's cool. Then he's screaming. I didn't do anything. Why are you arresting me? Give me your hand. This is my job. Again, he's like, well, this is my job, ma'am. This is my job. He's like, why are you doing that to him? I'm like, yeah, what a great job you have there, huh, buddy? I didn't do anything. So, yep. Another illegal getting arrested at a Burger King. Hell, you're not safe even at a Burger King.
Oh, wait.
What?
This was in 2020.
Oh. Reader context, blah, blah, blah. This happened in 2020 in El Paso, Texas. The man was suspected of migrant. Well, I'm getting a migraine with all this bullshit that's going on.
It must have happened in early 2020 because, I don't.
Yeah, there's no mask yet. Yeah, these guys are not masked or anything. Okay, this happened under Joe Biden then. I'm sorry, but.
No. It happened under Trump.
Trump. Yes, true. Sorry. Yeah, you're right. Trump was president then still. All right. Well, still, my point, you're not even safe at a Burger King. But yeah, this happened in 2020. So this community note was not there when I saved this. So this was put in after, which is good to know, but it's good to know. But yeah, I mean, this is not recent. I thought it was recent. Because at the time that wasn't there when I first bookmarked it. So yeah, so Donald Trump has decided to use Gitmo in order to house 30,000 illegal aliens, allegedly the most violent ones, which again, I sue this because, hey, Indy. Yeah, so let's go. There's precedent for this. And as Max Blumenthal tweeted here, this has happened before. Yeah. The precedent for Trump's order was set by George H.W. Bush and Bill Clinton, who detained thousands of Haitians at Guantanamo during the early 1990s, following the U.S.-backed coup that removed Haiti's elected leader Jean-Bertrand Aristide. I butchered his name, but whatever. This is Gitmo 1991. So there it is. a bunch of Haitians there. There's over, I don't know how many. Does he say how many? No, but yeah, there's
Were those
apparently.
Haitians eating the dogs and the cats as well?
I mean, I'm sure Trump would think so. This is 1991 when George H.W. Bush was president. So there's precedent for this. When Trump, this is, I'm going to play this in a second, but to warehouse 30,000 people at Gitmo, Trump would be spending $390 billion per year. Do the math, 13 million times 30,000 detainees. So that's assuming it would cost $13 million per year per person to detain at Gitmo. Which I'm not saying it wouldn't cost that. I have no evidence that it wouldn't. I'm not sure where this article is coming from. It's not an article. It says DeepSeek. It's from an AI. DeepSeek is an AI.
Yeah.
So that's what you're taking a word of, AI? I thought it was an article. That's why I looked at it. It said message DeepSeek. It's a fucking AI this person took that information from. And AIs can be blatantly wrong too. I mean, we've seen that happen before. So yeah, $13 million per detainee per year, my ass. All right, so this is the president saying that he's going to instruct the Department of Defense and Homeland Security to begin preparing the 30,000 person migrant facility at Guantanamo. So let's watch the president do this.
Today, I'm also signing an executive order to instruct the Departments of Defense and Homeland Security to begin preparing the 30,000 person migrant facility at Guantanamo Bay. Most people don't even know about it. We have 30,000 beds in Guantanamo to detain the worst criminal illegal aliens threatening the American people.
The worst criminal illegal aliens to house and threaten the American people. Oh, how much you would guarantee that some nonviolent illegal aliens will end up there by accident?
Some of them are so bad we don't even trust the countries to hold them because we don't want them coming back. So we're going to send them out to Guantanamo. This will double our capacity immediately.
Will double our capacity.
Right? Tough. That's a tough place to get out of. Today's signings bring us one step closer to eradicating the scourge of migrant crime in our communities once and for all. And it was just it's just an unforced error that we even have to be doing this. Now we need Congress to provide full funding for the complete and total restoration of our sovereign borders, as well as financial support to remove record numbers of illegal aliens.
So there you go.
Couple of things I want to mention. One, I just think it's always hilarious. Every time he speaks, he's always turning,
Yeah, that's
like,
why
hey,
I was like this,
look?
Hey, 30,000 illegal aliens, they'll be in Guantanamo.
And the other thing is, what happened to his 2016 energy in his voice? Now he's slowly turning into Joe Biden.
Yeah, it seems like he's 8 years older though, so it's like he's like, 30,000 beds in Guantanamo. What? Yeah, so the president, he's going to open up Guantanamo Bay. Hell, and by the way, can I ask this? What happened to closing Guantanamo Bay? That's been a dream of progressives and the left for what, since Obama was elected nearly 15 years ago at this point. Obama promised to close Guantanamo. He didn't close Guantanamo. So 8 years passed. Trump was elected. He never promised to close Guantanamo. He didn't. Joe Biden, it wasn't even an issue during the Biden administration. I remember once mentioning closing Guantanamo. And now Trump is back. Is like, hey, I got all this space. Put all the illegal aliens there. Oh, 30,000 of the worst criminal alien we have, and just throw them there. Oh yeah, due process. Yeah, that doesn't exist. Just leave him there. Out of sight, out of mind, right? So yeah, this is not good. This is not good. If your family member or friend ends up in Guantanamo, good luck ever seeing them again. Because we're gonna be like, what? I mean, we don't know who's in Guantanamo, who isn't. So, yeah, good. Sorry about that. Let's see. So we got we got further reporting here by ABC News. So, oops.
From the plane crash?
No, from the migrants.
Oh.
From the Guantanamo Bay thing. Let's let I believe this is David Muir, the news actor here. Let's see what he has. Let's listen to the news actor here.
The president is now planning to send tens of thousands of undocumented migrants to Guantanamo Bay. It comes as our Pierre Thomas witnessed a raid that began.
We need a use for Guantanamo. We're obviously not going to close it and give them back to the Cubans. So, but hell, let's put illegal aliens there and forget about them.
Or dawn this morning. In fact, raids from Baltimore to Aurora, Colorado tonight. But our Chief Justice correspondent Pierre Thomas has just learned tonight about where those undocumented migrants will be held at Guantanamo Bay. We took you to the prison holding terrorists there, right here on this broadcast. Tonight, there are still terrorists there and now undocumented migrants.
The 9/11 terrorists are still there. And 9/11 happened nearly 25 years ago at this point. They're still there. No due process, no lawyers, nothing. They'll probably just die there. And we'll just like, oh well, like what happened? We were the United States of America, right? Nope. We're just as bad as any other dictator, any other person.
Or as Joe Biden would say, this is the United States of America. There is nothing we can't do.
Yeah, including holding people for decades with no trial or no due process. But
soon on the way. Here's Pierre.
Tonight, ABC News given access to an immigration raid.
Then we'll shut it down. We'll collapse on it.
Played out just before dawn near Baltimore. We're riding along with a tactical team led by ICE officers, along with ATF and the DEA. They're on a mission. Within minutes, we're on stake.
That's a good point by Melanita here. Government-sanctioned black site. Because once your family member or friend that it doesn't have their papers ends up in Guantanamo, they're never leaving. Yeah. Because that's basically a black site. So. And they probably won't be in the ICE system either that I linked in the chat because, again, Guantanamo is supposed to be like it's a black site, I mean, that's where we hold the worst terrorists that we can't even put on trial for decades. So
stakeout.
So we have 4 targets so far this morning. The first target is convicted of robbery.
2 hours go by as agents stalk the first suspect. Suddenly, it's go time.
By the way, this is a propaganda piece. It seems coming across as because you have an ABC News reporter in the car with the with ICE, and it's talking about how good job ICE is doing. This is like a propaganda piece, by the way. But
reminds me of those, wrestling cameramen that would, go on with, the backstage segments.
Right. Right, that's exactly what it is. It's like WWE Pro Wrestling, it's like the camera happens to be backstage at the moment where 2 wrestlers are fighting. And as Steph said, I mean, let me see. This is like a movie. Yeah, man. ICE, you have a reporter there that happens to be there with a camera. And here we go again, let's go arrest some illegal aliens. In fact, Dr. Phil went on a was on with ICE. He did a video with ICE, arresting illegal aliens, and he's talking to them. Yeah. So I should probably look that up. But yeah, this is all a movie trailer quality shit. It's like we're being entertained here. This is it. This is like,
are you not entertained?
Yeah, like Russell Crowe and Gladiator. I mean, yeah, this is like entertainment. It's like, oh, hey, we're Americans, we're white. Oh yeah, all the brown people get arrested. We can watch all the brown people get arrested and stuff. That speak a different language than we do. So it's the ready, action. That's exactly what it is. I mean, this is like a propaganda. This is like Cops. Back in the early when Cops first came out, and they would record the police officers and they would arrest people and stuff. This is like Cops. This is what it reminded me of. Let's get the illegal aliens. Let's go.
Let's go.
Police surround the suspect who they say tried to escape. We see him sitting on the.
They say tried to escape. Like they didn't see this guy actually escape, but like they just take ICE's word for it. Oh yeah, he tried to escape. Just report that. It's okay, yeah, we'll report it. Like stenographers that we are.
Curb handcuffed.
I need you to come get my car. I just got pulled over.
90 minutes later,
the alleged illegal alien speaks perfect English. If you notice, it's like, oh yeah, I mean, I got pulled over. Come get my car. So it's like I would speak. Even though I'm Latino, but I speak perfect English like that too. I'm fluent in English, so doesn't mean he's not illegal. Again, because people are born here never get their papers. But it's that's a whole other can of worms. I don't know why I knocked my headphones off, but let's just keep going.
later, ICE arresting another suspect in Baltimore. They say a convicted drug dealer who sold fentanyl and cocaine. He's among the more than 1,000.
So this dude allegedly sold fentanyl and cocaine, and he didn't have his papers. So goodbye.
An ICE arrest of undocumented
This man goes to Guantanamo Bay, I guarantee you.
migrants in the last 24 hours.
The standpoint of ICE is simple. If you've been convicted of those kind of crimes, you're not leaving the country.
But ICE acknowledges some undocumented
My man is like, the black guy is like, oh yeah, I mean, if this is what ICE says, if you're a convicted criminal, you're gone. Like, he's just doing their propaganda at this point.
He kind of looks like that African American actor from Rogue One. You know who I'm talking about?
Yeah. I don't remember his name, but yeah, I know what you're talking about.
migrants who don't have convictions are also being arrested.
Yeah, so the worst go first.
Everyone's on the table. So if we go arrest this
Everyone's on the table, but the worst go first. Yeah, the cameraman's back there. It's like the worst goes first. But oh yeah, if you're not a criminal but you're illegal, you go too. I'm like, but that's not what so the president said. Well, only criminal illegal aliens go. It's like, that's not true. Non-criminal aliens are going too, left and right.
this dude, and there's another person next to him who's also here illegally. We're going to start asking questions, and if we determine that person's illegal, they're coming with us.
He's gone too.
Arrests taking place across the country. In Colorado today, federal agents say they detained a suspected member of a notorious Venezuelan gang. And tonight, the breaking headline: President Trump directing the Pentagon and DHS to prepare to hold up to 30,000 undocumented migrants at Guantanamo Bay before they are eventually deported back to their home countries. The Pentagon says they will not be held in the well-known detention facility.
So, yeah, they're claiming they're holding them at Guantanamo until their home countries take them. What if their home countries don't want them? Then what? You're going to hold them in Guantanamo indefinitely? Yes, that's the answer. Because there are a lot of countries, like I think Colombia refused flights. Eventually, they accepted flights after Trump bullied them, but yeah, eventually Colombia accepted flights. Venezuela still is not accepting flights from their people. So it's like, what are you gonna do? Hold them in Guantanamo indefinitely? Like, that's what you're gonna end up doing. All right, so this is the terrorist part of Guantanamo. We're holding the terrorists.
Deported back to their home countries. The Pentagon says they will not be held in the well-known detention facility that David toured in 2016, where some of the 9/11 terrorists have been held.
This is the 9/11 terrorists are still there after like 25 years, but
you can actually see the detainees. They cannot see us back through.
Here's the detainees. See the brown Muslim terrorists. They're right there. See, look out. Aren't you entertained yet, guys? Look at that. I mean, the brown Muslim terrorist is right there. Who did 9/11 25 years ago, and I was a teenager, but I'm nearly 40 now. But
back through this glass.
And that moment from the roof when the prisoners did see us.
ABC News.
Tonight, 15 detainees are still there. The president today also signed the bipartisan Lake and Riley Act into law.
Oh, we'll get to the Lake and Riley Act in a moment. I forgot about that, but
requiring the detention of undocumented immigrants charged with crimes, but not yet convicted. The law named after the case that made national headlines. Lake and Riley, a 22-year-old nursing student, murdered by an undocumented migrant while jogging in Georgia. Today, Lincoln's mother, Allison, emotional.
There's no amount of change that will ever bring back our precious Lakin. Our hope moving forward is that her life saves lives.
David, tonight, ICE officials are unapologetic. They say there are thousands of undocumented migrants who have been arrested and convicted of serious felonies and violence. They say they're coming for them, David.
And very moving words from that mother today, Pierre. Thank you.
And very moving words.
Now you care.
Yeah. And like, come on, it's like it reminded me of an episode of Cops, or just like a propaganda movie trailer. It's like
Mhm.
1, 2, 3, hey, let's go, let's get him, let the criminal get the
Oh,
brown guy right there. I've
that
told
Kyle
this.
Kulinski video, I just saw it. Was that something you just recently liked, or from Hard Bastard?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, I would. Yeah, I did like. I
Was it
usually.
just recently?
Yeah, that was a recent one. Yeah, but yeah, I forgot my likes were on there. Oh well, but yeah, I mean, let's see. So we got a bunch of illegal aliens, being arrested, and God forbid if your family member or friend ends up in Guantanamo Bay, because if Venezuela or Colombia, whatever country they're from, doesn't want to take them back, they're gonna stay there. And on the hook is going to be the U.S. taxpayer. So we're all going to be paying for them to stay in Guantanamo Bay for indefinitely.
Hmm.
Congratulations, everybody. So let's see. Let's see here. Let me see this any different.
All right, see ya, stuff.
All right, Steph. Have a nice weekend. Hopefully, I'll see you Sunday for pro wrestling talk. So
I'll
we
see
were
if I
really
can Sunday. I got a race to watch, but I'll see.
okay. Well, if you can, fine. If you can't, that's fine too. We'll figure something out. But yeah, this
Also, at
is.
the end, you want to talk about the Super Bowl preview?
Uh-huh. Oh yeah, yeah. We'll preview that at the end, but
Yeah.
this is BBC with the British accents
Yeah.
talking about Guantanamo Bay. I can't do a British accent, so
Trump says he wants to build a new detention facility at Guantanamo Bay,
Yeah.
capable of holding up to 30,000 illegal migrants. He says the military jail located in Cuba would, in his words, detain the worst criminal illegal aliens threatening the American people. Well, Sarah Smith is live in Washington for us now. Sarah.
Yeah, events move at breakneck speed in Donald Trump's Washington, as well as that surprise announcement about Guantanamo Bay. We've seen his controversial choice for Health Secretary, Robert Kennedy.
Controversial choice.
Health Secretary Robert Kennedy Jr. being quizzed by senators, and President Trump signed his first piece of legislation, a bill that means any illegal immigrants accused of crimes must be deported.
So it's not convicted. Laken Riley Act. Let's be clear about this. It's accused. So if you're arrested and charged with a crime, there's no due process. There's no lawyers. They'll just grab you and deport you. So yeah. So there's no due process if you're an illegal alien. If you get arrested, if you're accused of a crime. So if you happen to see this, and if you're don't have your papers together, don't get arrested. Don't put yourself in a position to get arrested. Nothing, because you'll be deported. I mean, according to the Lakeland Riley Act, now that is signed into law. So,
Immigration rates have been visibly stepped up across America since Donald Trump's return to power. Soon there will be so many people in detention, there's not space to house them all. That's where Guantanamo Bay comes in. It was a notorious prison housing terrorist suspects with numerous allegations of abuse, even torture. Now it's in this base that President Trump says illegal immigrants.
By Macy here. I mean, not Macy. Sorry, Melanita. The last great American industry. In fact, in order for Donald Trump to arrest and detain all these illegal aliens, you need private prisons. And in fact, the private prison industry is like, they're really excited about this. When Trump was elected and he was president-elect still, they were all doing conference calls like to their investors, like, oh my God, we're gonna make so much money when these illegal aliens are in our jails and stuff.
By the way, I just want to mention, you might remember the funny video from BBC, where they tried to interview a guy who knew something about Roger Clemens and steroids in baseball. But the guy said, "I'm not that guy, and I don't know anything about baseball." Do you remember that video?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's like, really? I mean, you're a UK news-based organization trying to talk about Roger Clemens and baseball. It's like, okay, then. But yeah, I mean, the private prisons are really excited about all these legal aliens being arrested, because we don't have enough public prisons to to hold all these illegal aliens. Like even if you have Guantanamo Bay opened up, there's still not enough space. There's like at least 10 to 15 million illegal aliens in this country. So good luck. You can't put them all in Guantanamo. So
immigrants arrested in America will be sent.
We have 30,000 beds in Guantanamo.
We have 30,000 beds in Guantanamo. Like his energy's not there, as you said, like 8 years ago when he first became president.
To detain the worst criminal illegal aliens threatening the American people. Some of them are so bad we don't even trust the countries to hold them because we don't want them coming back. So we're going to send them out to Guantanamo.
We don't want
this
them
will
coming
double
back.
our capacity
This will
immediately,
double
right?
immediately.
And tough. That's a tough place to get out of.
Other detainees have already been deported on military planes back to Brazil and Colombia. Every aspect of American government is being radically reshaped by Mr. Trump's agenda, from freezing spending to appointing controversial cabinet members. Robert Kennedy Jr. brings a lot of controversial baggage with him into this hearing, including his vaccine skepticism.
Oh
He was asked
no!
about his baseless
That's total bullshit.
Oh
that's
no!
a
Vaccines!
That's a blatant lie, by the way. I mean, he's vaccinated all his kids, and he's vaccinated. The only things he's against is the mRNA vaccines because they're experimental. By the way, since we're on YouTube, take your mRNA vaccines. I got my booster last week. Make sure you schedule your appointment for the next booster. But yeah, I mean, other than that, I mean, yeah, that's total bullshit. By the way, what she said there.
baseless claims that vaccines can cause autism or that there are no safe and effective vaccines. It is a medical condition in his throat that gives Mr. Kennedy this very distinctive voice.
We need to move
Senator,
on.
I support the measles vaccine. I support the polio vaccine. I will do nothing as HHS secretary that makes it difficult or discourages people from taking either of those
Anybody
vaccines.
who believes that ought to look at the measles book you wrote saying parents have been misled into believing that measles is a deadly disease. That's not true.
That's total bullshit, by the way. But what Ron Wyden, I mean, they showed. I'm not sure you see it here, but no, you can't. But I think this is the senator where they showed a close up of his hand, and his hand's like doing this, like he has Parkinson's or something. Well, how old? 80 years old he is too. I mean, all these senators are like 80 plus years old for the most part.
Yeah.
Bernie Sanders is ancient. In fact, I think you may have posted this, but Bernie Sanders running for re-election in 2030.
Yeah, I said that. It's like he
Yeah.
lied to us. He said this was going to be his last term, but he lied.
He's filed paperwork with the FCC to run for re-election in 2030, or FEC, Federal Election Commission, in 2030. I'm like, really?
Great job, Bernie.
Yeah, you're like in your mid 80s. Wait, you're going to be 90-something years old in the Senate running for re-election again? Come on.
Have been misled into believing that measles is a deadly disease. That's not true.
Reservations about Robert Kennedy Jr. go beyond just vaccines. Many Republicans are worried about his staunch support for abortion rights or his battle against food additives and ultra-processed food. His cousin, Caroline Kennedy, daughter of President John F. Kennedy, has gone public on why she believes he's not fit for office.
It's no surprise that he keeps birds of prey as pets.
Caroline Kennedy. I mean, I can't. Look, you may disagree with members of your family, but to do this, to just smear them and bury them to the public like this is bullshit.
What the
It's
fuck
like-
happened to her face?
Yeah, she was the ambassador to Japan, I guess under Obama, but I remember she was appointed under Obama, but yeah, I mean, this is President Kennedy's daughter. So, yeah.
Because Bobby himself is a predator.
Really, he's a predator? I mean, that's just a blatant smear there.
His basement, his garage, his dorm room were always the center of the action, where drugs were available, and he enjoyed showing off how he put baby chickens and mice in a blender to feed to his hawks.
What?
It was often a perverse scene of despair and violence.
Wait, what? That's a new one.
From her.
That's a new one. Allegedly, he took mice and other animals and killed them and fed them to his hawk. I've never heard that one. That's a new one.
Yeah.
He has approached Robert Kennedy for comment.
I'm going to let him go wild on health. I'm going to let him go wild on the food. I'm going to let him go wild on medicine.
Before he joined Donald Trump, Bobby Kennedy was running to win the Democratic Party presidential nomination. He's not really on the left or the right of American politics, which means there are people who oppose his nomination right across the political spectrum. Sarah Smith, BBC News, Washington.
Washington. So, yeah, there's Bobby Kennedy there, being smeared by his own family member. And allegedly, he's like, he likes to torture animals and kill them and feed them to his hawk. That's the first time I've ever heard that one. I've heard where he allegedly forced himself on his maid, and he kind of admitted to this. So it's not like that was, that's, he kind of admitted to that. But the one where he kills animals and feeds it to his hawk, that's a new one. And just more Macy hungry. Melinita. Drugs, no. Oh, I mean, it's a Kennedy. I mean, that is like, oh yeah, I mean, he was the center of attention. He did a bunch of drugs. Oh, really? A Kennedy did drugs? Oh, that's weird. Isn't that shocking, ladies and gentlemen? A Kennedy did drugs and had access to drugs. I mean, I'm mortified by that, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. I mean, hell, JFK did, I think he was on Adderall or something. I mean, so the Kennedys have always have access to drugs, or so this is not, ladies and gentlemen, that's not breaking news that a Kennedy might have done drugs. Like,
cares?
Yeah, Teddy Kennedy had an accident when he was a young man who killed a woman in an accident. He got away with it. And if it wasn't for Ted Kennedy, we wouldn't have gotten Obamacare. So, because he's the one that got it passed ultimately, right before he passed away. So, Obamacare, was Teddy Kennedy who did that. So you can thank him. You can go to his grave and say, "Well, thank you very much, Mr. Kennedy." So these are the ICE raids in Puerto Rico and the Virgin Islands. So let's see. So let's take a look. Greg says Caroline Kennedy is an obvious uptight C word. Okay. that's I'm not arguing that. BBC UK Intel Propaganda Network. Good one. All right, so this is ICE doing their thing in Puerto Rico and the Virgin Islands. So even there, if you're an illegal alien, you're not safe in Puerto Rico or in the Virgin Islands. So
ICE raids being carried out in the Virgin Islands and Puerto Rico. The raids are part of U.S. President Donald Trump's new executive order. It was signed and put into effect in the first day of office, titled Protecting the American People Against Invasion. ICE reports almost 1,000 arrests and more than 500 detainers in just a day. Authorities also went after people whose only crime was entering the U.S. illegally. You can see in this barrage of photos from the federal government that shows agents in tactical gear taking cuffed suspects away. This made-for-TV look of the arrest is not a coincidence.
That's perfect. That's the perfect way she described it. Made-for-TV look. I mean, this is like television, this is like Cops, from the early 90s, where you have a cameraman, in the back seat. They run out, they arrest the suspect, and there's a camera right there. It's just, I mean, that's the way I described it earlier, but it's perfectly described like that.
Coincidence. At least 2 agencies assisting immigration officials from the U.S. with the raids have told personnel to ensure their clothing clearly depicts their respective agency in case they're filmed by members of the media. Sources familiar with the operations, of course, shared that information with CNN.
Yep, so they're telling agencies, to make sure you have your agency on the back of your jacket, either it be ICE or U.S. Marshals or local police or whatever, so the media can film you. So this is opening and telling people, oh yeah, make sure if the cameras are there, make sure you have your jacket on, letting you know what agency we're a part of.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just, it's just nothing but show. Donald Trump administration is one big entertainment thing. either movie, TV, magazines, whatever. It's just entertainment. Like, oh yeah, brown people, arrest all the brown people, and oh, they speak Spanish. I don't speak Spanish, yeah, kick them out of the country. It's just all one big game to the Trump administration because they just want to get reelected and stuff. Great point here. Free advertising, 100%. Fred says airing dirty laundry of RFK Jr.'s youth to prevent needed reforms. Yeah, let's see here. I have where is
You want to go over those hearings?
Yeah, but just give me a minute here. There's
I just
some.
gotta open my blinds for a second.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to spend too much time on that, but I could show you guys the ARF. Here it is, I think. Yeah, so I'm gonna show a couple of clips of the RFK Jr. Bernie Sanders fight. This is the one where RFK Jr. Points out Bernie Sanders taking all this money from the pharmaceutical industry, from the executives at least. So this is from PBS.
Almost all the members of this panel are accepting, including yourself, are accepting millions of dollars from the pharmaceutical industry.
Oh, no,
and
no,
protecting their interests.
no. I thought that would come. No.
Oh, why did you think that would come up, Bernie? Why did you think that would come up?
No.
What? That's an interesting.
I ran
Wait, why did he think that would come up, huh? Is it because you are taking that money?
He knew. I mean, he knew RFK Jr. would bring that up. That's why. Oh, no.
President like you. I got millions and millions of contributions. They did not come from the executives. They did not come from the executives.
Yes, they did. Look, they listing some of the
Did not come from the executives. They did not come from the executives.
1.5 million.
Yeah, out of 200 million. All right, but
get him. You see it? It's listed.
5 million.
Come from. They did not come from the.
These are all executives. I mean, executive director of global evidence and value development at EMD donated $1,000 to Sanders. Let's see.
Contributions. They did not come from the executives. They did not.
Lynn McCroy from Pfizer, who was identified as the vice president of global medical lead for breast cancer, made several donations to the Sanders campaign, including contributions of $500 and $250 in 2019.
In 2019, when he was running for president as the progressive.
Shifan Wang, listed executive director of global evidence and value development at EMD, donated $1,000 to Bernie Sanders.
They did not come from the
EMD Serrano was part of Merck KGaA. So, yeah, so this is another executive.
Executives, they did not come from the executives. They did not come from the.
Austin Kim, executive vice president, general counsel, and secretary of Acadia Pharmaceutical, contributed $250. However, Acadia is not listed on Sanders' pledge list as it's not a member of the Pharmaceutical Research and Manufacturers of America. So technically, yeah, it's like technically he's not a part of the Pharmaceutical Research and Manufacturer of America research group, but yeah, another executive. We have a bunch of somebody
from the executives.
But yeah, so he did accept money from executives. I mean, he may not like that, but it definitely did accept money from executives. So
I don't know why Manali, or sorry if I pronounced the name wrong. He's saying really hope Brian Thompson didn't contribute to Bernie. Why not? I mean, hey, I think it'd be hilarious if he did.
Brian Thompson. Oh yeah, the guy. I don't know about Brian Thompson, to be fair. So, I mean, I could maybe do some research on that and get back to you, but right now I can't say whether Brian Thompson donated to Bernie Sanders or not. So where's the onesie meltdown? Because if we're gonna do this, all I'm seeing is let's see. I should have saved this. If I saw it, it's like,
Oh yeah, and Michael, what's his name? Michael Bennett. You know, he melted down towards Tulsi.
Dude, one.
I'm Michael Bennett, and I sound like that.
Here it is. And in fact, it's not. It's interesting because Bernie Sanders is proud of this. His meltdown, because he tweeted
yeah,
this
I
out.
saw his tweet. Yeah.
RFK's Children Health Defense League, the Health Defense, is making money selling child onesies with the phrases "No vax, no problem" and "Unvax, unafraid" to parents for $26. Now that RFK Jr. is pro-vaccine, he asked his organization to stop selling these vehemently anti-vaccine products.
Fuck
Again,
off.
look at this.
Did he get community noted?
I think that
proposed.
Oh, okay. No,
Not yet, but I'm surprised if he did. But yeah, this is again. I'm covering this real quick because this is like WWE bullshit. I mean, it's like, really, dude, you're complaining about onesies when there's a lot more important shit going on in the world, Bernie. Onesies, like fucking onesies. All right, let's see.
I think the gist of what you're trying to say today is you're really pro-vaccine. You want to ask questions.
Of course, he's next to
You
Warren.
have started a group called the Children's Health Defense. You're the originator. Right now, as I understand it, on their website, they are selling what's called onesies. These are little things, clothing for babies.
Thank you, Bernie. We didn't know that.
One of them is titled Unvaxxed, Unafraid. Next one, and they're sold for $26 a piece, by the way.
By the way, I wouldn't pay that.
One is no vax, no problem.
No problem.
Now, you're coming before this committee and you say you're pro-vaccine. Just want to ask some questions. And yet your organization is making money selling a child's product to parents for $26, which casts fundamental doubt on the usefulness of vaccines. Can you tell us now that you will, now that you are pro-vaccine, that you're going to have your organization take these products off the market?
Senator, I have no power over that organization. I'm not part of it. I resigned from the board.
Yeah, that was just a few months ago.
He resigned from the board because he's going to be the HHS or Health and Human Services Director. So he obviously not part of the organization anymore. But yeah, Bernie somehow expects him to tell them, oh yeah, by the way, don't sell that shit anymore. Makes me look bad.
You founded that. You certainly have power. You can make that call. Are you
bullshit.
supportive of this?
I've had nothing to do with
Are you
leadership.
supportive of these onesies?
I'm supportive of vaccines.
Are you supportive of this clothing, which is militantly anti-vaccine?
Bernie melting down here. It's like, where was his meltdown for the last 4 years when Biden was president? Oh, my good friend Joe. I mean, he can't do anything wrong.
I am supportive of vaccines. I will. I want
my
good.
good friend Joe. We can't do anything wrong. So, meanwhile, now Trump is president. Now he gets to melt down again and try to act like he's fighting for us. Bull fucking shit.
Science, and I want to protect.
But you will not tell the organization you founded not to continue selling that product.
No.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Who cares? I have no. He resigned from the organization. It's not like he has control over it. All right, so that's Bernie Sanders.
Okay, $26. Oh no, the horror. $26 for a shirt.
Oh, I love this one. This is like somebody parodied Bernie here. And here's a onesie for you, Bernie.
Oh, yeah.
Bernie Sanders took $1.5 million from Big Pharma.
No.
No. I didn't take that. That was from the employees, which is the excuse to left, like progressives. He still love Bernie. Like, oh well, yeah. I mean, he took it. They worked for Big Pharma. It wasn't actually from Big Pharma. Like, that's a distinction. With that's not a distinction that makes it like, yeah, they still work for Big Pharma. They gave Bernie money for a reason. So it's not like it's not like, yeah, it wasn't like a super PAC or anything, but. But yeah, the employees directly gave to Bernie Sanders for a reason. Because ultimately because they know that Bernie Sanders is going to be protective of the vaccine industrial complex. Again, take all your vaccines, guys. I have to tell you this since we're on a certain platform, but Make sure you have all your vaccines. It's very important because, for reasons they tell you. But yeah, I mean, Elizabeth Warren, I'm not going to dig up all these videos. Elizabeth Warren literally said she's afraid RFK Jr. is going to bankrupt the vaccine industry.
Good.
Yeah, that's what she just said. And that's what she said right after hearings with RFK. So, yeah, she's definitely afraid of the vaccine industry going away. Even though Big Pharma makes tens of billions, if not hundreds of millions of dollars just off the vaccines. There's no way they're going out of business. Even if RFK Jr. tries, they're not going anywhere. So, yeah, let's see. So, yeah, we have time. Let's get to let's get so blatant lies. Of course, I already said that. Let's get to another absolute fantastic movie trailer here from the White House. This time is from the Lakeland Riley Act, which we discussed earlier, but I just wanted to get back to this real quick.
In a few moments, the Lakeland Riley Act will become the very first bill that I proudly signed into law as the 47th
Look at it. It's like an amazing movie trailer.
I thank President Trump for the promises he made to us. He said he would secure our borders and that he would never forget about Laken. And he hasn't. He's a man of his word. We trust that he will fight for the American people. There's no amount of change.
Can't stand this. It's blatant. A politician who's blatantly using this poor girl's death for his political benefit, and it's like somehow, and look, if I had lost a family member like that, it's like, hey, at least this guy's listening. I mean, it's just so like Obama did this with Trayvon Martin, if you remember a long time ago about what with Trayvon Martin, his death. Obama did something very similar where he used his death in order to benefit himself politically. So this is presidents have done this before, but it's just so blatantly gross and disgusting that it's like, ugh. Like I need a shower after watching this trailer.
A change that will ever bring back our precious Laken. Our hope moving forward is that her life saves lives.
Laken was a brilliant and beautiful 22-year-old nursing student from Georgia.
How do you know? You never
Parents
met
and
her.
family. She was everything in the world.
He's obviously taking a
Laken
political
was
advantage.
attacked, beaten, brutalized, and murdered
Because
by an illegal alien gang member.
He was killed by an illegal alien, and that's Donald Trump's number one issue. So it's like, oh, beautiful white girl murdered by brown illegal alien. Great, let's take advantage of this, and I'm going to run all the way to the White House with this. And he won the election. So that's basically that's all Trump cares about,
Who was set loose into our country by the last administration. We will keep Laken's memory alive with today's action. Her name will also live forever in the laws of our country. Under the law I'm signing today, the Department of Homeland Security will be required to detain all illegal aliens who have been arrested. In addition, for the first time ever in this act, give state governments the ability to sue the federal government if any future administration ever again refuses to enforce the immigration laws of the United States.
So it's not only just arresting illegal aliens who were accused of a crime, but it's also it allows state governments to sue the federal government for not enforcing immigration laws anymore. So that means that basically, if a state feels like that any future administration is not enforcing immigration laws, aka Democrat administrations, then the Republican governments get to sue them. So I'm not sure what they would get, where they get money or whether they would, I don't know, but that's basically what this law allows them to do.
Something that has brought Democrats and Republicans together. That's not easy to do. Laken did it.
Laken did it.
This horrific atrocity should never have been allowed to happen. And as president, I'm fighting every single day to ensure that such a tragedy never happens again.
The White House, President Donald J. Trump. So yeah, this is another one of his movie trailers, that he's been putting out since he was elected. Again, it's politically brilliant, but it's blatantly like, come on, dude. So let's see. Let's see. Macy says, "Why am I laughing? I must be wrong." The Delta is getting to me too. Fred says, "Pass me the hot wings." You know what? It's I had Olive Garden earlier today before we started the show, and it's making me hungry. So I like hot wings. So let's not go there. So yeah, let's get real quick because two blatant lies now from liberals when it comes down to the spending freeze. And the reason why this pissed me off so much is because throughout on Tuesday, the executive order came out where Donald Trump is going to shut down federal spending and grants starting at Tuesday at 5 p.m., which would have been official. Of course, it turns out that federal judges put a stop to it. But throughout the day, and it's just the reason why it pissed me off so much, because we had Democrats and liberals just blatantly lying about this, saying that Medicaid and WIC and Social Security and SNAP, all these benefits would disappear. And I had people personally, ask me whether this is true or not. They were like pretty upset. What am I? How are we going to buy this? And how am I going to buy my food or pay for my for the food for my babies and stuff? And I had to explain. I was like, no, this is total bullshit. Like total bullshit. It's like this is nothing here that that says yeah, there's nothing here. It's just total bullshit. This total bullshit. And it pissed me off because we had family members that were worried about it and stuff, and they sent me, one of them actually sent me this clip of this dude here, which I don't know who he is, but the Pondering. I don't know who the fuck this guy is, but
sounds like the quartering.
Yeah, so I watched this video. He blatantly lies about the spending freeze. So I'm going to respond to this.
Donald Trump this morning issued a widespread, unilateral, and completely illegal freeze on federal spending, as directed
total bullshit
in Project 2025. Not only has this frozen food assistance,
bullshit,
federal disaster relief,
total bullshit,
it has also frozen Medicaid in all
definitely bullshit
50 states, effectively stripping 72 million Americans from their health care.
Bullshit.
This was a Project 2025 directive. As a matter of
total bullshit. Everything you just said there was bullshit.
In fact, it was leaked that the memo used by the Office of Management and Budget that was sent out to the federal government saying, hey, we're gonna freeze, we're gonna pause federal spending. It turns out that the literal memo was written by Project 2025 authors, and now they are scrambling to scrub the metadata from the internet.
Yeah, total bullshit.
So as to not let that leak. You remember that, right? Project 2025 being that program that Donald Trump assured us he had nothing to do with, written by far-right ex-Trump MAGA loyal lunatics about, cementing executive authority under Donald Trump, stripping checks and balances, and using that unparalleled power to press a dangerously regressive right-wing agenda. Well, it turns out they're literally writing the freaking memos going out as part of
total bullshit.
This federal spending freeze.
Spending freeze is not true.
Donald Trump lied to your face repeatedly about Project 2025. It's not an opinion. It is a fact. You were right.
Yeah, total bullshit. All that's total bullshit, by the way. The administration, the White House made it clear that that it didn't apply to benefits to individuals. AKA, in other words, food stamps, Medicaid, Social Security, WIC, SNAP, rental assistance, Section 8, everything that goes directly to individuals, it did not apply to. But yeah, let's keep spreading total bullshit here. Just lying total bullshit. Who is this guy? The Pondering? Don't follow this motherfucker. He's a liar. He just blatantly lies and then scares people to death. So, yeah, because I can't, it pissed me off so much. Like, I swear to God, it was like, it wasn't, I'm not mad at my family members. I was mad at these assholes who go around blatantly lying and spreading bullshit. Like, and then it gets to people who don't know. I mean, my family members who don't follow this regularly. It gets to it gets to them. They don't know any better, and then they come to me because I'm knee deep in this bullshit, and to ask me, "Is this true? Am I losing?" Like, no, you're not losing anything. Relax. I mean, these are just political actors who want to, smear Donald Trump and stuff. Oh my god, I can't believe I'm still seeing his tweets here. The biggest lolcow on the internet, Kyle Kalinske, said the second blatantest crash after Trump froze hiring for air traffic controllers. By the way, bullshit, because we already went over that the air traffic controllers was not frozen. They were able to keep being hired. Fired hundreds of FAA workers, and Elon asked the TFK chief, anti-government fundamentalism and deregulation is destroying America. I'm sorry, that's
we need
just
to bring up that
blatant
Turncoat
lies.
Ron video again about Kyle Kalinske.
It's blatant lies, like, because we already went over it earlier in the show where FAA air traffic controllers were exempt from the hiring freeze. So again, total bullshit, total blatant lies by liberals like Kyle Kalinske. Because, and I hate talking about him, but the only reason why I brought him up here is because, I happened to see his tweet here. And also, another one of my friends sent me the video of Kyle and Crystal in their car blatantly lying about the federal spending freeze. They did one of their videos where Kyle is driving, recklessly driving again, looking into the camera. Yeah, he blatantly lied, and Crystal did most of the blatant lies here. But I watched this video. I'm like, dude, it's bullshit. And my family member was like, well, Crystal Ball was on MSNBC, so she yeah, I know she was on MSNBC 15 years ago, but doesn't mean she's telling the truth now. It's total bullshit. I mean, it was like an 8-minute video where Crystal is picking up, Crystal. I'm about to say Crystal's picking up Kyle from school. I meant to say, Crystal's picking him up, though. Yeah, Crystal is picking up her kids from school, I guess, because there were a bunch of school buses there where they were driving. But and they're both blatantly lying about the Medicaid and the federal spending freeze. Total bullshit, just blatantly lying.
Like I've mentioned before, Kyle's living through a midlife crisis under Trump.
Can they not afford the rent on the studio? Let's ponder lies. Blatant lies. I mean, I hate. You know what? Because one of my family members sent me the Kyle and Crystal video where they're driving and blatantly lying about this, and then they were like, but Angel, they said, why would they lie about this? Like, because they're partisan Democrats now. They're not. This is not the Crystal Ball.
Have you not seen their videos
ago? I mean, it's like they're they're not in the muck like I am in this space, So which is why they come to me with any questions, especially since Trump became president, because since everybody's fear mongering about the orange man, so. So I'm gonna the only reason why I'm playing this video is because somebody in my family sent it to me and wanted me
That's gonna be a movie soon called The Orange Man.
Yeah, it's a 6-minute video. The only reason why I'm playing this because somebody in my family sent it to me and wanted me to respond to this, or else then I would not be bothering to do this because I hate. I hate even talking about these two anymore. But somebody sent a couple of my family members sent this to me and is like, well, I mean, they have.
Before you play, I just want to mention, you should download. I don't know if you're using Chrome or Firefox, but you should download extensions to see the dislikes and the dislike bar, or you should download.
Yeah,
that.
Because I've been meaning to do that. But because it's like because I'm wondering, because I
wait, so is that a video of Kyle talking about how Kamala was robbed of winning the election? Is that the video I saw there?
All right, guys.
Yeah, so no, that's another video that he did. Which
I know another video, but I'm just.
Yeah,
Kamala was robbed.
Kamala was robbed of 3.565
Oh
million votes. In fact, I have this guy. I'm not going to respond to the cow video, but I have this guy. I call him Columbo because he has the Columbo hat. But yeah, I mean, I have that video saved on my Twitter. I just haven't. Yeah, this is just blatant lies, though. Here, I'm not going to do this. I want to get, because we got to get to the Super Bowl and stuff. But yeah, Kyle and Crystal tell blatant lies there as they usually do. And and here's the thing. You know what? Let me show you guys this. I know it was blatant lies early in the morning about the Medicaid thing because my mother got a test that she needed, and Medicaid paid for it fine. And then I decided to test it out, and I was like, okay, I needed medication. So I was like, let me tell my doctor after 5 p.m. to give me the medication, and let's see what happens. And my insurance paid for it, no problem. So that's why I instantly knew these fuckers were blatantly lying. And it pissed me off because it scared people that I knew, and that I have an aunt that has colon cancer, and I'm like, really? You're gonna lie to Americans that are struggling out there right now for what? For political reasons?
Not the only one that's had colon issues. I've had colon issues too. Not cancer, but I've had bloated colon.
You mentioned that as like, yeah, my aunt has colon cancer, so yeah, it's even worse. My mother nearly had colon cancer. If it wasn't for doing a colonoscopy a few months before, she would have had cancer herself. So here it is. So yeah, I decided to do some original reporting here. So I decided to do some original reporting here because I was like, I'm doing original reporting here. I have Family Care, NJ Family Care, which is Medicaid. I decided to email my doctor for new prescription medication, even though according to liberals, Medicaid funding was frozen after 5 p.m. Eastern. I still got Medicaid filed and billed, and Medicaid paid for it. So it's medication that I needed.
Oh, is that from CVS?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I order my medicine for CVS.
Look at that. My estimated cost, $0.00. Oopsie doopsie. So yeah. So total bullshit, blatant lying. In fact, our favorite lolcow, Kyle Kalinske, is still lying about this because somebody sent me a video of him, what he did today, claiming that Medicaid was still shut down. Medicaid funding. Today. Even though it's clear that it wasn't. It was blatant lies, total bullshit. Today. This is why you can't take these fuckers seriously anymore. This is why I don't want to cover it. All right. Macy says, if you to Zantac back before it was recalled, it could have done some damage.
I don't understand what she meant by that.
Yeah, I mean, what do you like? I don't. Yeah, explain.
Zantac, you're back.
Yeah, explain. Yeah, she probably should rewrite that so I can understand it. But yeah, I mean, look at that. Estimated cost $0.00. There's some original reporting there, blatant lies, and not only that, we got some more blatant lies on this. Let's see, where is it? We'll wrap up in a moment here, but we'll get to that next week. We'll get to Columbo next week, blatantly lying about Kamala Harris having 3 million plus votes stolen from her. So because those are blatant lies, and I'm gonna tear that apart next week. But for now, we're almost out of time here this week. Let's see.
Let's discuss the Super Bowl preview.
Yeah, definitely. But let me show you guys this. Breaking. Senator Ron Wyden says his staff has confirmed reports that Medicaid holders were down in all 50 states following the Trump funding freeze. Except it wasn't. So More Perfect Union also blatantly lying. Let's see. if you've personally been impacted by the shutdown on federal grants and loans as a worker, patient, parent, veteran, or otherwise, and want to talk to us anonymously or not, reach out to us at stories@perfectunion.us. Except that's blatant lies because none of that happened. Nice job, more Perfect Union. Chris Murphy, senator from Connecticut, says, can't confirm Connecticut's Medicaid payment system has been turned off. Total bullshit. Doctors and hospitals cannot get paid. Again, total bullshit. Discussions ongoing on whether services can continue. Medicaid covers healthcare for millions of seniors and covers 40% of births in America. Yes, we know that, and it's all total bullshit because I know because my mother got tested. Got a testing 11:30 in the morning that Tuesday morning, and it was paid for on Medicaid. Let's see. Sam Stein says new OMB memo says funds are not being stopped across the board. List SNAP, student loans, Pell Grants, Head Start, rental assistance, and other similar programs will not be paused. Chris Murphy says, don't believe these people. In Connecticut, the Head Start reimbursement system is shut down. Total bullshit. Preschools cannot pay staff and will need to start laying off staff very soon and sending little kids home. Again, total bullshit. None of that happened. There's blatant lies to hurt people. It pissed me off because, I had family and friends, text me and email me, not email me, but call me personally worried about this and sending me clips from all these other YouTubers who have a bunch more subscribers with me and then and blatantly lying about this stuff that was obviously didn't happen. But I digress because ultimately, we all proved, I made my point and proved how bullshit all this is. So, yeah. So we got 10 minutes left. You might as well. Next week, I'll talk about Colombo blatantly lying about Kamala Harris, having the election stolen from her. We'll also we'll update you on continued ICE raids, and we'll also continue to, update you guys about the plane crashes because another plane crash in Philadelphia that literally just broke as I was going on air. But yeah, let's get to what is this, Super Bowl 59? We got 10 minutes left, so let's go to the game. Not this Sunday, but next Sunday.
Yeah.
That's Super Bowl 59. It's going to be a rematch of the Eagles versus the Chiefs. I was going to say Patriots, so that's why I stopped myself. Because I'm so used to the Patriots being in the Super Bowl that it's like, Patriots! Nope. It's Eagles and Chiefs. And I don't want to see this game, but I will. It'll probably be on my television because shit, I got nothing better to do, and it's probably going to be some beers out there. So I'll be watching the game, drinking.
I'm gonna watch it nonetheless. So
yeah, I am too. But I'd really like. Really, we're getting the same rematch from last year.
2 years ago.
Oh, then what was last year's game?
Chiefs and 49ers.
Right. I thought it was Eagles and Chiefs. That's why I'm like, wait. That's why I was confused. Like I thought
last year was when the Eagles choked during the regular season when they were 10
right.
They lost so many games.
Okay, yeah, I knew the Eagles were, they okay. I was confused. I thought it was last year, year before. All right, so yeah, it's gonna be the Eagles and Chiefs, and I don't see the Eagles winning this game. I'm sorry to say, but I don't know what you think.
I think it'll be competitive, but I'm just basing on experience and how they've been winning. I'm going with the Chiefs. So
yeah, okay, quick.
The one advantage the Eagles could have over the Chiefs is Saquon Barkley. That would be it.
Yeah. Kuklinski just said Trump shut down hot wing funding. Let's see. Macy says I'm not a doctor. Just what I read. Oh, okay. Zantac was considered dangerous if got to a certain temperature. It could possibly give you cancer. Zantac, that's the allergy medication. I think I've taken that before.
Yeah.
But yeah. I mean, the Chiefs and the Eagles. I don't see how the Eagles win this game unless the Chiefs hand it to them. Kind of like
I'll never forgive the Giants for trading Saquon Barkley to the Eagles, and they got him and they traded him for nothing.
I'm like. So basically, they couldn't keep Daniel Jones and Saquon Barkley, so they had to choose one. They chose Daniel Jones. I'm like, if you have Saquon Barkley, one of the best running backs in the game,
Mm-hmm.
Daniel Jones is at best an okay quarterback, maybe good.
Mm-hmm.
The handling of his protection and in that day, but I would obviously get rid of Daniel Jones. Like, just because he had one good year in 2022 does not mean all of a sudden he's going to be a franchise quarterback.
Yeah.
He showed the first 4 or 5 years that he wasn't a franchise quarterback. He had one good year under Brian Dable. They went not 10-7, whatever it was. They
I think it was
barely made the
9-7,
playoffs.
but yeah.
9-7. They barely made the playoffs and they lost immediately. I'm like, after that season, I was like, okay.
Well, they won in the wild card game, but then they lost to the Eagles in the division round. So
they won a playoff game, everybody. That's the first playoff game the Giants won since like the Super Bowl year, probably in 2011. But I was like, hey, I'll take it. I was like, it can't get any worse. Oh no, it got so much worse. It got so much worse.
Yeah.
I'm not sure you saw this, but I saw. I think the Chiefs will win the Super Bowl, and it won't be much of a contest. Zyrtec is allergy. Oh, Zyrtec. Yeah, you're right. Zantac, something else. That's the heartburn medication.
Yeah, that's not what he had said earlier. He said Zantac. So yeah.
Yeah, I think So yeah, there's rumors on the internet. I'm not sure how serious it is, but
is it about the Ravens kicker?
Or not that. Yeah, no, yeah. I mean, that's the Ravens kicker who allegedly forced himself on women. But I'm talking about the Giants quarterback situation. It's like, oh hey, Matthew Stafford with the Rams. If you don't agree to a contract, he might be traded to the Giants. I'm like, why? Matthew Stafford? I mean, do you know how old he is?
Matthew Stafford? I mean, he won a Super Bowl with the Rams.
I know, but he's so old though. It's like, how much longer does he have? And if the Giants only needed a quarterback to be competitive, I'm like, okay, I get it.
How old is he?
Let me double check. Oops, there he is. He's been around for a long time. I do know that. 36.
Oh, well then, okay, then yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, let's say if the Giants only needed a quarterback and they were great and the rest of the team was fine, I'm like, okay, I get it. 1 or 2 year deal for Matthew Stafford, and if you protect him, I mean, he could possibly lead you to a deep playoff run. The Giants need so much more than the quarterback. So basically giving up an entire draft just to get a Matthew Stafford makes no sense.
Yeah.
So I don't know why that rumor's out there. I hope to God they don't do that, because if they do that, then it's like you might as well fire the GM at this point.
But hey, at least the Yankees don't have Tommy Kahnle anymore.
Oh no! Again, excuse me. Again, like I told you, it's like no matter how good his numbers was, I never trusted him in key situations. I mean, it's just he had on paper he had a good year, but it's like I just never trusted him. He's Mr. Change Up, and it's like change up, change up, change up, change up. I'm like, dude, you have a fantastic change up, but eventually a big league hitters will be like, he's nothing but change ups. Let's wait and tear apart his change up, which eventually ended up happening.
Yeah.
So it's like even if he throw mix in one or two fastballs, make sure that okay, he does throw the fastball. Nope, change up. He threw like 50 change-ups in a row at one point.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, stop throwing the fucking change-up. Fred says, one would think as the Giants they would dominate against average-sized humans.
Yeah.
Yeah, you would figure so, but the Giants have been so bad since the Super Bowl in 2011, I think it was. They've been atrocious since then. It's like, how many playoff games did they win? One?
They've won, one since.
Yeah, which was the 2022 season when they won in the wild card game. One playoff game in like nearly 15 years now. One playoff victory.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay. And when I never forget when Ben McAdoo took out Eli Manning and replaced him with Geno Smith.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and they're like, well, I want to see what Geno Smith can do. And this is before he went to Seattle and before he figured out how to be a quarterback.
There's a funny video from when Ben McAdoo was coach. I don't know if you've seen it, but when I guess it was when a team was struggling and a reporter asking him a question, and he was like, "Well," he didn't answer the question. He was like, "Well,
yeah, Ben McAdoo." He was hired. He replaced Tom Coughlin because Eli Manning didn't want to change the offense. Because when Coughlin left, when he left, they were looking for a new head coach, and Ben McAdoo was the offensive coordinator. So it's like, okay, Eli Manning doesn't want to change the offense, so let's just make him the head coach. And it was a disaster. The Giants made the playoffs in his first season. They decided to go on a yacht and have a party. You remember that?
Yeah.
It was him. It was Odell Beckham Jr. It wasn't Eli Manning, to be fair. Odell Beckham Jr. and a bunch of teammates went on a yacht.
Yeah.
They partied the nights out, and they got humiliated in the playoff game. So then never made the playoffs again after that. And Ben McAdoo was fired. Here comes our new head coach. Oh, Pat Shurmur. Ah, shit. It's even worse. Pat Shurmur, 2 seasons of him, nothing. There's like, oh, great, he's fired. Shit, let's bring in. And this just shows my football acumen. I wanted Mike McCarthy. He didn't do well in Dallas either, to be fair, but I wanted him. Instead, we got
the next coach that the Giants got.
no. I'd rather have Mike McCarthy, even though Joe Judge. I was like, who's Joe Judge? Oh well, he's Bill Belichick's special teams coordinator in New England. I'm like, we didn't get Bill Belichick. We got a special teams coordinator who's like, I'm older than him. I mean, he looked younger than I do. And of course, 2 seasons later, he's gone. Disaster. And I don't know where Joe Judge is today, but wherever he is, he shouldn't be a head coach again. But and then we bring in
Brian Dable.
Dable, thank you. I forgot his name.
Yeah.
He's been here ever since. He's about to enter his 4th season, and I'm like, Giants fan tells me that I've seen. Well, they should fire Dable and hire who?
Yeah,
who?
exactly.
Who's out there? Tell me.
Dable ain't the problem.
No, he wasn't. Look, and I don't have a problem with Dable as a head coach. I don't. I mean, it's like the 1 year they were good, they made the playoffs.
Yeah, and he won Coach of the Year that year.
Yeah. So I don't think he's the problem. I just think
it sucks. That's what it is.
You probably had to blame the GM more than you blame Dable at this point.
Yeah.
I mean, so the Giants right now, where are they? They're number 1 overall, number 3.
No, 3.
Okay, so they're picking 3rd this year. So please don't trade for Stafford. Just pick a young quarterback and build around him. We talked about this a couple of weeks ago, but I forgot the kid's name. He's from Miami, I think. The Giants are picking 3rd. Yeah, Cam Newton or not Cam Newton.
No,
Cam Newton. Fuck, he's okay. So Titans are picking 1. The Browns are picking 2. The Giants are 3rd. The Patriots are picking 4th. Imagine that, the Patriots being that bad, they're picking 4th. I mean, if you're a 20-year-old NFL fan, you're used to the Patriots being like one of the best teams in football every year. Let's see, the Jaguars are picking 5th
because they had Tom Brady. That's the only reason.
Yeah, Tom Brady. He deserves a lot of the credit, to be honest. When he left, Belichick was never the same. He struggled quite a bit with his teams after he left.
Yeah.
Even though the defenses were good, but the offenses were never really there after Brady left.
Yeah.
Let's see. The Jaguars are picking 5th. Raiders 6th. The Jets are picking 7th. Carolina Panthers 8th. The Saints are picking 9th, and the Bears are picking 10. That's your top 10. Let's see, where the Cowboys picking 12th.
Oh yeah, the new Cowboys coach.
Who did they hire? Brian Schottenheimer or Schottenheimer? I'm like, what? Why fire Mike McCarthy? There's no coaches out there. just keep him. I mean, he got you to the playoffs nearly every season. It's like, oh yeah, let's bring him. That's the reason why I was against firing Daboll. Like, who are you going to hire? Bill Belichick already went to North Carolina State. That's the only one I would accept it. It's like, but he went to North Carolina State. He's in college, so he went back to college in his 70s.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, Bill Belichick. Last time I checked, he was dating like a 30-year-old woman. So
I thought I read something about that.
yeah, he's I think him and his wife got a divorce, and he's now kind of dating a 30-year-old. So it's like, so I'm like, you do you, Bill, but I'm old enough to remember you the defensive coordinator of the Giants when you won the Super Bowl. So that's how old you are. So it's like, I don't know whether you should be dating a oh shit, it's 9:05. You should be dating a 30-year-old. I'm nearly 40 myself, so it's like Cam Ward. That's who I was talking about a couple weeks ago from Miami. So right now he's projected to go number 1 though to the Titans. Shadior Sanders is projected to go number 2. I think this may be these are different projections from experts. I'm not sure how true this is. So Shadior Sanders is I think it's Deion Sanders' son, right? He goes to Colorado. Number 3 is a mock draft that has Cam Ward going to the Giants at number 3 here. So depends on the mock draft, but I'm hoping that he falls. Even though Shadior Sanders is a quarterback too, so I don't care who it is. You get me a young quarterback who has some speed and who can run around and move around and throw the football, I'll take that. Doesn't matter who it is. Could be Cam Ward, it could be Sanders, it could be some random kid. It doesn't matter. Just give me a quarterback who can run around, throw the football on the run. Stay if you have to stay in the pocket, make good throws. That's all I want. I just want a competent quarterback. We haven't had that since Eli Manning retired 8 years ago at this point. Just give me a competent quarterback and an offensive line that can protect them. Because the offensive line was better this year, but Daniel Jones he sucked. That was the problem. It wasn't the offensive line at this point. Just give me a competent quarterback that can throw from the pocket, and if the pocket breaks down, he can run around, make some plays, and throw the football. That's it. That's all I want. It's not that complicated. It seems like the Giants have a really hard time, very complicated to find a goddamn quarterback.
Yeah.
So I have the Chiefs winning the 3rd straight Super Bowl. Hopefully they don't. And honestly, I would say hopefully they don't, but I hate the Eagles so much. It's like I don't want the Eagles winning a Super Bowl, so because that's all.
Obviously I don't like the Eagles either because I know they're a rivalry to the Giants, but I'm more of a hater of Boston sports than Philadelphia.
Yeah, so it's like okay, well, hopefully the I'm stuck in an impossibility because I don't
mind the Chiefs because. I know they've been winning, but I mean, I have nothing against them, so
I don't either, which is why I'm like, oh great, because I don't have nothing against them either, really, because it's like okay, well, they're great.
I just wonder if Travis Kelce is going to do his Pfizer rage again.
The only reason why I dislike it's Travis Kelce and his girlfriend. I forgot her name. Why am I forgetting her name? The singer, Taylor Swift. Thank you. I mean, that's why I don't want them to win because even though if Steph were here, she would tell you that it's rigged and they're going to win again because of Taylor Swift's popularity, which I wouldn't be. Again, that's why I'm picking the Chiefs to win because imagine the NFL not having an opportunity to promote Taylor Swift and her, and her relationship with Kelsey. So it's like, before we go, Macy said, I'm not mentioning when all the Zantac thing was going down because we all know that happened during a recent period of time. Recent, yeah, I know what you mean. So I have the Chiefs winning their 3rd straight Super Bowl. No team, no dynasty ever done that. Not the 49ers, not the Cowboys, not the Patriots. yes, they won 6 Super Bowls or whatever, but they never won 3 in a row. So we're looking at history here in a couple weeks.
Yeah.
So not the Packers, not the let me think. What other dynasties I'm missing in the NFL? The Packers, the Cowboys. Not even the Cowboys that Tom Landry won 3 straight. I think did they win 2 straight maybe at one point, but the
I think they
Steelers.
won straight, yeah.
The Steelers, the Steel Curtain in the 70s, they never won 3 straight.
Mm-hmm.
The 49ers in the 80s when Montana never won 3 straight. They would have won 3 straight if the Giants didn't beat him in the NFC Championship game. Who was in 87, whatever it was. But no, it was 90. That was the game where when the Giants won the Super Bowl against the Bills. When the Bills made 4 straight Super Bowls and embarrassed themselves in all 4 of them.
Yeah.
They got humiliated by the Cowboys twice. They lost to the Redskins, or Commanders. At the time they were Redskins, so excuse that. And the Giants in 90. So that was the best chance they had was in 90, and they didn't get it done. So, yeah, the Bills made 4 straight Super Bowls, which has never been done. That's the only time that ever happened in NFL history. And they lost all 4 Super Bowls. So, yeah, so that's history making there somewhat in a bad way, but yeah, I mean, so no team, no dynasty ever won 3 straight. Some teams have won 3 out of 4 or 2 out of 3, but they've never won 3 straight. So if the Chiefs make history, like I think they will, we'll come back and talk about it next week or in 2 weeks. But yeah, I hope everybody thank you for watching this episode, Angel in the Afternoon. Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, make sure you share the content. Tell me what you think down there in the comments section. Hopefully, we will have no more technical difficulties as of Pro Wrestling Talk will not be tomorrow. It'll be on Sunday, 7:00 because the Royal Rumble is tomorrow night. So me and Witchy will not be here to do Pro Wrestling Talk. I think Indy has an interview going up. Let me double check this on Saturday night. So before we go, I'm probably going to plug that real quick. I just want to make sure that I have the right time before we go.
I might be able to make it on. I don't know if I'll be able to make it on 80s.
Okay, well, let me know. I'll let yeah, Indy has an interview scheduled with Gen X Girl 94 talking about Israel and Hamas. That's airing at 8:30 tomorrow night. So make sure you guys check that out. Stick with us. Also, there's a replay of American Tradition and Jesse Jet tonight at 10:30. So make sure you stick with INN for that. So make sure you check out Pro Wrestling Talk Sunday at 7. We'll be reviewing the Royal Rumble. And excuse me. And maybe getting the clips if Alex is able to come on. If not, then we'll do that the next Saturday for sure, right before the Super Bowl. And we'll and Angel in the Afternoons every Friday at 7:00. Fred says make sure we got hot wings next week. Okay, we'll try. We can't promise anything, but we'll try. All right, so I want to thank everybody for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next week.